Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how you can sync Chime with Slack using our new Webhooks tool. This way, when you add a lead to Chime, a lead is automatically added. It'll automatically send a message to the channel you want it to in Slack. So whoever needs to be notified can instantly be notified. It's pretty easy to set this up too. Let me show you how. The first thing you're going to do is go to apination.com and you're going to click on Start Syncing. You're going to see a ton of different apps you can set up, marketing apps, productivity apps, real estate apps, and you can set them all up to automate using our syncs. If you scroll on down, you're going to see Chime under C, and you're going to see an app called Webhooks at the very bottom under W. There it is. We're going to use this Webhooks tool, this webhook app, to add in Slack so we can connect Chime to Slack. So the first thing I'm going to do is sign into my API Nation account. If you don't have one yet, you can create one just by clicking here. You could also sign in with your Google account, which is what I am going to do. Once you do that, you're going to click on Apps, and you're going to search for Webhooks. It's going to bring up the Webhooks app, great. And what we're going to do here is create a connection to Slack. So if I come all the way to the right, there's a Connections tab. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to hit Add Account. So there's a couple different options. Inbound would mean someone is sending information to us. In this instance, we're wanting to send information out to Slack. We want to send information about the lead. So I'm going to do outbound. The couple things we need for this webhook is we need to label it. I'm going to call this Chime Slack. Now we need a webhook URL. That is, where are we sending this information to? So let's slide on over to Slack. And we're going to quickly build an app in Slack that's going to allow us to use that webhook. So if you go all the way to the bottom, you're going to click Add Apps. And then you're going to go up to the top right where it says App Directory. And that's going to log us into our Slack account and take us to the app directory, which is what we're looking to do. And we're going to click on Build up here in the right corner. Once you click Build, you're going to come on down here to create an app. And all of that was really just to get to this address. You could go directly here. I'm also going to put it down in the description of the video, but it's api.slack.com/apps. That's all we're trying to get to. So now we can create this app. Super simple. This is just an app that's going to be used in your Slack account. We're going to create it from scratch, and we're going to name it. We're going to call this Chime Slack. And then we can pick a workspace to develop your app in. If you're part of many Slack workspaces, just make sure you pick the one where you want people alerted and hit Create App. Cool, now it's gonna give you a bunch of different options you can do with your app. We only want this webhooks, that's what we're here for. So I'm gonna click on that. I'm gonna click on Activate Incoming Webhooks. There's all this information, don't worry too much about that. All we're really concerned about is this button at the bottom, Add New Webhook. Perfect. It's saying, all right, cool, your app, it's going to use a webhook. Where do you want it to post? So I'm going to post it in this test channel we've set up, but you should definitely select the channel where it's going to alert the people who need to be alerted. You could direct message the people who need to be messaged. Totally up to you. Hit allow. Cool. So we've created this webhook URL. I'm going to copy it, go back to API Nation, and we're going to paste it in. Next, it's asking us a request method and a body type, post and JSON. Those are both correct. That's what we need. And we're going to hit Generate Webhook. Cool. You can see we now have a webhook, Chime Slack. It's connected to Slack using our Webhooks tool. Now we're going to come up here and click on the Integrations tab. We're going to scroll on down to Chime. And you can see the Webhooks tool works by sending information out using the webhooks and also bringing information in using the webhooks. So for example, if you have a form builder out there, Typeform, Google Forms, you can have it set up with our webhook app to instantly sync in those leads as somebody fills out a form. That's what you would use that for. But since we're sending information out to Slack, we're going to use this top one. Next, we're going to connect Chime. You can click here to connect. You just have to sign into your Chime account. Super simple. I've already done it, so I'm going to select the account I've connected. Now it's going to show us our different webhook connections. Here's the one we just built, Chime and Slack. So I'm going to select that one. And it's going to say, all right, cool. We have 2 connections. What do you want to send over? We have a bunch of different filters here. You can filter by source, by group, by agent, by tag, so that only when a lead is created that matches that source, or is part of that group, or is assigned to that agent, or has that tag applied, only those will get sent a message to Slack. Totally up to you. You can also sync all leads on first run. Because we're just setting up a notification of Slack, I wouldn't do this because we only want to pay attention from now on. We don't want Chime to go back in time and tell Slack about every lead that's ever been created. So totally up to you if you want to use any of these filters, but I'm going to go to the bottom and hit subscribe. Once I do that, it's going to create the sync. It's going to say, all right, I got the information. This is what we have so far. You can go through here. There's a more in-depth filter here. This will show you everything you can filter on if you'd like to. Address, tags, groups again, buyer agent, listing agent, source, if they're pre-qualified. That could be helpful. That way you only send over leads that have been pre-qualified. I'm just going to send over every new lead, so I'm going to leave it no filter. Next step is to come down here to mapping. We're going to hit the plus sign, and it says, all right, what field are you sending over? I'll show you here in the Slack API. It's showing you exactly what it's going to send over, or an example of what it would send over. You can see here's a field. It says text, and then here's the information, hello world. All we really care about is that the field is called text. That's what it's looking for. So you're just going to call this text, all lowercase. That's it. Add custom field. And now we just write out whatever we want this notification to be. So good news. New lead has been added to Chime. Here is their contact info. And then you can add in their contact info using this plus sign. So I'm going to say phone, hit the plus sign, search for the phone number, phone. Then I'm going to hit comma, space, second phone. Cool. And then I can go email. And then I'm going to search for the email and comma, second email. And of course, don't forget the name. And you can put whatever additional information you want in here. So any of this stuff, birthday, buying house, buying time frame. I love this, first time buyer, house to sell. Any of this stuff can be added to the message here. This basic information though looks good to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like that. And now I'm going to activate this sync. Once the sync is active, it's now running. Now, when a lead is created in Chime, when a lead is added to Chime, it's automatically going to send a message to my Slack channel. And that's it. That's all it takes to connect Chime with Slack using our new Webhooks tool. This way, your entire office can stay up to date. They can get notifications through Slack, stay on top of things. It's going to reduce your speed to lead, which is going to allow you to convert more and create more deals. If you have any questions or need any assistance setting up this sync, give us a phone call, shoot us an email. We're API Nation, and we're connecting the world's applications.